Hello students, welcome to this lecture number 9 of unit 13 amines. As we know that at presently our current topic, which is running 13.6, is about the chemical reactions of amines. And in last lecture, since last two lectures, we are talking about the first character, or is a basic character, or the basic natures of amine. And in this case of basic nature of amine, so what is the basicity order in a gaseous state, or in other words, it's called as a non-aqueous state. So it's a tertiary, secondary, primary, and ammonia. And then after, what is the basicity order that we have to observe in the case of aqueous solutions, in the case of methyl, likewise ethyl, propyl, whatever the amines are present in this portion. Then after aromatic amines, the basicity of aromatic amine that we have to already studied. In these portions I give varieties of examples like N-acetylene, right? So once again, N-acetylene, phenylene diamine, likewise is amino, phenol, reactives, nitroanilines. So there are the various illustrations that can be given, and in last there is a basicity difference or basicity of a aryl alkyl amine that we have to already study. Now today we start with our continue portions, this alkylation, or sometimes called as in reaction with alkyl halides. Reaction with alkyl halides. These portions that we have to study two times in unit number 10 in the case of haloalkane and haloarine, and in this chapter we studied about this alkylation process too. But once again, what is the meaning of alkylation? So the meaning of alkylation means the process of introducing an alkyl group into any molecule. In general manner is called as the process of introducing an alkyl group into any molecule is called what? Is alkylation. But here in this case of alkylation of amine, right? So this topic is subdivided into two parts. One is the alkylations of aliphatic amine and then aromatic amine. So first we start with a aliphatic amines. Okay, in these portions of aliphatic amines, so we know that all three class means primary, secondary, and tertiary amines. All three class, right? Undergo alkylation through nucleophilic substitutions reactions on alkyl halide. Okay, so the primary, for example, if I having a primary amine, then it's converted into secondary, which is converted into tertiary, and tertiary converted into quaternary ammonium salt. For example, if I having a CH3CH2 NH2. So the name of this compound is ethyl amine. We know that this ethyl amine is primary in nature. When it is react with a alkyl halide like bromoethane or CH3CH2Br, the other name is ethyl bromide 2. Ethyl bromide. So there is a displacement, or there is a substitutions of hydrogen with this CH3CH2 group. So it's a one type of nucleophilic substitutions reactions. So CH3CH2NH, CH2CH3 that we have to get, and it's converted into diethyl amine, and it's a secondary amine. Now this diethyl amine means CH3CH2 twice NH. Further react with ethyl bromide. So it's converted into CH3CH2 thrice N plus HBr. So it's converted into triethyl amine. When this triethyl amine means CH3CH2 thrice N further react with a ethyl bromide. right? So it's converted into CH3 CH2 4 times N plus N Br minus. So it's a simple replacement of hydrogen, but in last there is lone pair because nitrogen having a lone pair. So lone pair means it's act as a nucleophile and which can be attacked on this haloalkane. So we get a product is tetraethyl ammonium bromide, right? So once again, in this case, when ethylamine is treated with an excess of ethyl bromide, so it's undergo alkylations to produce a mixture. This mixture of diethylamine, triethylamine, and tetraethylammonium bromide. Okay, for your knowledge, if this salt means or quaternary ammonium halides, right? On further reacts or on treatment with a moist silver hydroxide or methanolic KOH, so it's converted into their corresponding hydroxide. So it's a simple replacement of halogen with hydroxide and AgX is removed. And these quaternary ammonium hydroxides are white deliquescent crystalline solids which are strongly basic as NaOH and KOH, right? So this is all about, but this is for your information. Okay, this reaction is for your information only, not for your, because it's not given in your NCERT textbook. Okay, then after the alkylations of this aliphatic amine, now we move to the with aromatics amine. With aromatic amines. So in this case of aromatic amines, first I have to take a aniline as a compound. Aniline, this is aniline, right? And this aniline is a primary in nature. We know that it's a primary in nature. So this primary aniline, when reacts with a excess of methyl iodide, right, heat is required. So there is a replacement or displacement of a hydrogen with a alkyl group. So it's converted into NHCH3. The name of this compound is N-methyl aniline, and this N-methyl aniline is a secondary in nature. It's a secondary in nature. Now further react with a excess of methyl iodide. So next we get a product is like that. Okay, so it's converted into tertiary NCH3 twice. So it's called as an NN dimethyl aniline, and this NN dimethyl aniline is a tertiary in nature. And further react with a methyl iodide, so it's converted into quaternary salt. It's converted into quaternary salts, which can be written like that: NCH3 thrice iodine plus minus. So name of this compound is trimethyl anilinium iodide. Right, so this is all about the with aromatic amines. So reactions with aromatic amine, likewise, once again, aniline when heated with excess of methyl iodide, which is under pressure, firstly give the N-methyl aniline, then NN dimethyl aniline, and finally we get a trimethyl anilinium iodide. So this process of converting an amine means your primary to secondary, secondary to tertiary, tertiary to quaternary ammonium salts on treatment with excess of an alkyl halide is called as an, this is sometimes called as an exhaustive alkylation. Is sometimes called as an exhaustic alkylation, means more amount of alkylation, right? Or if we take a methyl, so it's called as an exhaustive methylation too. So this is all about the alkylation process, and now we move to the acylation point. Okay, so in this case of acylation, so what is the meaning? Means acylations with what? So reactions with, here in this case of reaction with acid chlorides and acid anhydrides, right? Either we have to take a either we have to take a acid chloride or acid anhydride. Means in a simple manner, the process of introducing an acyl group. Acyl group means what? RCO group, right? Into any molecule is called what? Is called acylation. It's a simple process. So now same way with aliphatic amine, and then after aromatic amine. So first we look after aliphatic amine. So here primary and secondary amine, mind well, primary and secondary amines, right? Not tertiary amines. Why? Because tertiary amine do not contain hydrogen atom on nitrogen atom, because it does not contain hydrogen atom on the nitrogen atom. Okay, so they undergo such a type of nucleophilic substitution reactions or nucleophilic acylation reactions, right? When it is treated with acid chloride and acid anhydrides. Okay, here sometimes we have to take a ester to esters, okay, to form what? To form N substituted amides. So we get N substituted amides with the help of such a type of this acylation process. Okay, so first we give the illustration of this reactions. Okay, so once again, if I having a CH3, or in common way, for example, if I take, okay, fine, here R dash C double bond O Cl, when it reacts with RNH2. RNH2 is a primary amine. This is acid chloride. Okay, so with this reactions, so it's converted into RC double bond O, NHR plus HCl is removed. So here we get a N substituted amide. N substituted means N substituted amide that we have to get. Same way in the case of R dash C double bond O Cl, when it reacts with a R2NH means it's a secondary amine. So simple substitutions reactions or one types of nucleophilic substitutions reactions, because still there is a presence of hydrogen in secondary amine. So we get a product is like that, C double bond O N R2 plus HCl. The common name of this compound is NN disubstituted, whatever the substitute, right? So disubstituted amide. But what is the main phenomena that we have to observe it here? Unlike alkylation reactions of amines, right? Unlike the alkylation of reactions of amines, the amide formed here do not react further with acid chloride and anhydride. Once again, why? Because in this case of because in this case of, for example, if I having a RNHC double bond O R, okay. So we know that this lone pair is this lone pair of nitrogen, which can be shifted towards to here. So at that time your pi electron is shifting towards to oxygen. So there is a one type of resonance phenomena is observed. Okay, so RNH double bond CO O minus and R. Okay, so here N is plus in nature. So now nitrogen does not having a lone pair over here. So what is the meaning of this? The meaning of this, because now this amide is first one. It's a non-basic in nature, not basic in nature, but it's a one type of amphoteric nature, and it's a poor nucleophile. Why poor nucleophile? Because this is all due to delocalization of its lone pair of electrons over the carbonyl group. So that's the point. Once again, unlike these reactions of alkylation, reactions of amines, but here the amides that are formed at here, which do not further react with acid chloride and acid anhydride, because the amide is a non-basic and it's a very poor nucleophile. Why this poor nucleophilicity that you have to observe? Because it's a delocalization of its lone pair of electrons over the carbonyl group. Okay. Fine. So now acetyl chloride or acetic anhydride used as an acylating agents, or an acetyl group is introduced into the molecule, and this process is called as an acetylation. So for example, if I having a CH3, CH2, right, NH2, so ethylamine. Now this ethylamine, when it reacts with a CH3COCl, so at that time your lone pair is attracted to partially positive carbon and pi electron is shifting towards to the oxygen. So we get a product is like that: CH3, CH2, NH, likewise NH, then C, then Cl, here CH3 and O minus, but O is minus in nature at presently, right? So now here the N is plus in nature. So now the next point is the pi means this electron is shifting towards to the nitrogen, because nitrogen is more electronegative. Same way oxygen, the lone pair of this oxygen, which can be shifting to form a pi bond, and Cl is removed. So next we get a product is like that: CH3, CH2, NHCO, CH3, NHCO, CH3. So the name of this compound is N-ethyl ethanamide, N-ethyl ethanamide plus hydrochloric acid is removed. Same way when we perform the reaction CH3, CH2, NH with a CH2, CH3 in presence of acetyl chloride, we know that this is delta plus. So this lone pair is attracted to this delta plus. So it's a one type of nucleophilic substitutions reactions. And in this acylation or acetylation, the product or the last product that we have to get here in this case is look like C double bond O, CH3. So the name of this compound is it's ethyl, right? Diethyl ethanamide, okay, and HCl is removed. Fine. So this is about the name of this compound is diethylamine. So common name is diethylamine, but we know that the IUPAC name is N-ethyl ethanamide. Same way, if we perform these reactions with the help of acetic anhydride, means CH3, CH2, NH2, when it reacts with CH3CO twice O, Ca3CO twice O. The same way we get a product CO here, NH, C2H5, and acetic acid is removed. Acetic acid is removed, right? So I think so. You have a better idea about the N-ethyl ethanamine when it's performed the reactions with ethanamine with acetic anhydride. So either you have to take acetyl chloride or acetic anhydride for acetylation. Now B portions is with aromatic amines. With aromatic amine. Right? So it's a better examples. Simple. If I having a aniline, now this aniline when reacts with a CH3 COCl or CH3CO twice O, either you have to take acetyl chloride or you have to take acetic anhydride in presence of pyridine. In presence of pyridine. Why? Because acylation of aromatic amine is usually carried out in presence of catalyst. For example, acetylation with acetyl chloride is carried out in presence of stronger base than amine like pyridine. Okay, why pyridine? Because it removes hydrochloric acid. Okay, fine. Just a minute. This is aniline. Okay, so here NHCO CH3 and HCl is removed. So this removal HCl formed during the reactions, and because pyridine removes this hydrochloric acid and shifts the equilibrium into forward directions. But with acetic anhydride, this acetylation of aromatic amines can be carried out either in presence of pyridine or in presence of acetic acid or a few drops of concentrated sulfuric acid. So we get a product is CH3COOH because byproduct is CH3COOH, and the name of this compound is acetanilide. But the IUPAC name is N-phenylethanamide. IUPAC name N-phenyl ethanamide. So it's a very good reactions of with aromatic amines, right? Same way, if aniline react with benzoyl chloride C6H5 C double bond O Cl, but in aqueous NaOH. What? In presence of aqueous NaOH. Mind well, this is nothing but it's called as a benzoyl chloride. Benzoyl chloride. So we get a product like that, okay? NH, and product is look like C6H5 plus HCl. The name of this compound is N-phenyl benzamide, or other name is benzanilide. Okay, so simple is a benzoylation reactions or acylations. This acylation reaction simply H and Cl is removed, and where C6H5COO is attached with this nucleophile group. Okay, so we get a product. We know that the benzoylation of such a compound, of compound containing an active hydrogen, because the aniline having active hydrogen, like in our prior case alcohol, phenols, they also having a active hydrogen. So when it reacts with the benzoyl chloride in presence of just such a type of dilute aqueous NaOH solution, sometimes reaction is called as an Schotten-Baumann reaction. Schotten-Baumann reaction. But this is for your information only. Once again, what is Schotten-Baumann reaction? Benzoylation of compounds containing an active hydrogen atom, such as in this case aniline means amines or phenols or alcohols, with this benzoyl chloride in presence of dilute aqueous NaOH is called as an Schotten-Baumann reactions. So this is all about the acylations of the reactions. Okay. So the next one is carbyl amine reactions or isocyanate test, or sometimes we call as a reactions with chloroform. So it's a one type of identification test. Okay, so first one, both aliphatic and aromatic. Aliphatic and aromatic. Primary amines. Primary amines. When warmed with chloroform and an alcoholic solution of KOH produce isocyanate or carbylamine or carbylamine, which have very unpleasant odor. Unpleasant odor. So it's a test for primary amine. This test is for primary amines. Mind well. Once again, if I take a RNH2, it's a primary amine. When it reacts with chloroform in presence of alcoholic KOH, means it's a alcoholic in nature, right? So when it is heated or when it is warm, so its reactions is carried out and we get a product is isocyanate plus KCl plus H2O. And this isocyanate, okay, this alkyl isocyanate or aryl isocyanate, whatever, alkyl or aryl isocyanate, this having a very unpleasant odor. This very having a, because this is a primary amine, okay. So for illustration or for example, if I take an example of CH3 CH2 NH2, when it reacts with a chloroform in presence of alcoholic KOH, so we get a product CH3 CH2N C. This is ethyl isocyanate plus KCl plus water. So ethyl carbylamine or ethyl isocyanate. Ethyl amine. This ethyl amine is primary in nature. Same way, in the case of aniline, this aniline is also primary in nature. When it reacts with a chloroform in presence of alcoholic KOH, it's a alcoholic in nature. Okay, so we get a product is phenyl isocyanate. Phenyl, sometimes this phenyl isocyanate it is written in this manner too, okay, plus 3KCl plus 3H2O. So phenyl isocyanate or phenyl carbylamine. But in contrast, secondary and tertiary amines, means both aliphatic and aromatic, do not give this test. So therefore this test is used. This test is used to distinguish what? To distinguish, okay, primary amines from secondary and tertiary amines. Sometimes the short note which can be asked like that, right? A short note on carbylamine reactions or carbylamine test or isocyanate test. So at that time we have to write such a type of short notes with this concept. So this is a one type of identification test. Okay. There is a one question is which is under the basic nature of amines, which is given in your NCERT in-text solved questions. The question is like that, 13.4. Arrange the following in the decreasing order of this basic strength. Means we have to arrange this aniline compound and this C2H5NH2, then the diethyl C2H5 twice NH and ammonia, right? Regarding to the basic strength. So we know that secondary amine, so answer is like that, secondary amine first, because due to two alkyl group, inductive effect of this two alkyl group. Then primary amine C2H5NH2, Last one ammonia because it does not contain R group or alkyl group, and last one is aniline C6H5NH2. So this is all about the NCERT in-text solved questions regarding to 13.4. So the solution which is given like that. Okay. So today we stopped at here, and next sessions we continue with our journey of these chemical properties or chemical reactions of amines. Thank you very much.